God. Ask God.
Hello, Scott. My name is Amir, and I listen to your podcast every day. It's kind of a part of my routine at the moment, and you are doing the great job. Keep up that good work, because it's helping so many people who want to do something, but they don't know how to and where to go and actually do this type of stuff. And this is really helpful for the person like me itself, because I'm just trying to resemble you as well and trying to build my business at the moment. But I went through the first hurdles quite easily by listening to your podcast. I selected the product, researched the market and everything. And now at the moment, my question is, what is the easiest way to find out the customs and the tax duties on the actual shipments which I'm going to import from China to USA? So if you know any better source, or you know any easy way where I can know all this stuff, that would be great help to me. Because at the moment I'm actually quite a bit struggling with this bit. I couldn't find the customs and the taxes on my shipments, because I don't want to be unexpected happen to my shipment. So once again, thanks for all your podcast, and I'm waiting to get the answer for this question. So you keep up with the good work, and we guys, we love you, and thanks for everything.
Hey, Amir, what's up? How you doing, man? Thank you so much for the question. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the kind words, by the way, as well. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the podcast, and I feel honored that you're taking me along with you every single day. I appreciate that. Okay, so, let's talk a little bit about customs. We've talked about this in the past, but I do get these questions quite often, so let's repeat what I've already said, but we'll also maybe elaborate a little bit. First off, if you're using the customs or the shipping company that your manufacturer, your supplier is using, which that's what I recommend, okay, you're not going to really have to do anything. And we're talking by air right now. If we're talking shipping by air, they're going to ship it by, let's just say, DHL. And then from there, they're going to ship it into the US to wherever you want them to ship it, okay? But you will have to pay the customs inside of the US, whatever that is. And that's the magic question, right? What is that cost going to be? Because I need to be able to plan for that. Well, the truth is, you're not going to really have an exact price right now, okay? Because there's just no way to know 100%. Now, what you can do is, a couple different things. First off, you want to contact your supplier and say, what is the code that you're using for this particular product? Okay, because every product is going to have a different classification. That's going to make a big difference as far as what your customs fee will be, because it's going to be taxed differently. Okay, so that's the first thing. Once you find out that code, then you should contact their shipper. So if they're using DHL, you're going to contact DHL and you're going to contact their customs office, very friendly people. And you're just going to say, I'm importing something from China. It's going to be coming through DHL Air, Express, whatever. And this is the code that it's going to be sent in at. What can I expect to pay for customs? They're going to probably say, well, it's going to range between 4 and 6%, let's say, of your invoice total. So that brings up another point. To understand how much you're going to be paying on, it's going to be paying on the amount of money that shipment is worth, okay, or that you've paid for it, okay? Now, if your manufacturer or supplier adds in your shipping cost into that invoice, now you're going to be paying customs tax on the entire bill, right? You don't want to do that. I actually posted this on episode 32, all the way back on episode 32, and the title of that post was How to Avoid My $1,080 Shipping Mistake, Customs Fees. And really, just to break it down in a nutshell, is I went ahead and I had my manufacturer take care of everything, which they had. And what they did, though, is they rolled the shipping cost, what I paid, another $4,000 or something like that, into the total overall invoice. So when the customs office is looking at this, or the customs people are looking at this, they're looking at the overall price was like 10 grand. Right? So because of that, I paid, a higher tax too, because as your order size increases when it's coming through customs, then you go into more of a manual process, and then the customs fee goes up and all of that stuff. So there's not really an exact, way to calculate this. What I would say is, number one, especially in the beginning, try to keep your orders coming through at $2,500 or less. If you can't do that, then you're going to expect to pay a higher percentage on that. Okay. And I can't say exactly what that will be. You can get an idea, a range, if you call the customs office. That's one way to do it. Now, I had a lady last night that was on one of our private hangouts for the class, and she's one of our new students, and she was asking, how much should I allow for customs? And that's really a tricky question. My answer to her, or reply to her, was always figure in a little bit of a cushion into your margin. And what I mean by this is if you're having all of your pricing come down to, how much does a product cost to get manufactured? How much did the shipping cost? How much is it going to cost to get into Amazon FBA for that shipping fee? What's it going to cost for my labels? All of that stuff, like that's the hard cost, right? So let's say it's $5, right? And let's say that now you're looking at a product that you could potentially sell for $12. Well, that's not really a lot of margin because your FBA fees are going to be at least $5. So now you're at $10. You only got $2 on a margin there, right? Or profit. So whenever I tell anyone or explain to anyone about finding a product, you want to make sure you have enough margin in there. And even if you don't have enough margin in at the beginning, you want to make sure that your margin can increase by you having more reviews, let's say. So you're going to start getting more sales and all that stuff. But if you really are cutting it close in the beginning, you have no room. You have no wiggle room for any type of mistakes or any learning curves that might come at you, like a mistake like that there. Like if you didn't figure on spending an extra $500 on customs on that order, and then you get it in and you see, oh my gosh, I only ordered 500 units, but it's going to cost me an extra $1 per unit, but I only figured that I was going to make $2. Now I'm only making $1. Right? So that's why you want to give yourself some room in there, some wiggle room with, any type of variables that may come at you. So I know that wasn't a direct answer, but you can get an idea by calling the customs office of that or of that shipper. So in this case, let's say it's DHL or let's say it's FedEx. Any of those, you want to contact them in the country that it's being received in. So if you're shipping it to the US, you're going to want to call DHL in the US. So hopefully this has been helpful. Again, thank you for listening to the podcast, being a loyal listener, and I appreciate it. And hey, it's been nice talking. So get out there and keep with it. All right, buddy. If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this. And that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business, and this way here you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.